Hey up. Now, got another little footwork drill for you. Now, this is one that I teach people for working on the inside and taking angles. Right? Now, I teach it as a full 90 degree, but you're going to do anything from 0 to 90. It's about taking an angle. We call it taking a 45, usually. As a footwork drill, we call it around the corner drill. But the taking the 45 is very important. Now, 45 degrees appears everywhere in your training, especially if you do martial arts, karate, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, everything else. We always say take the 45. It's not just a 45 degree angle, it's everywhere once you know where to look. So what do we mean by going around the corner, taking the 45? Well, if I'm facing you and we're square on and we're close up fighting, facing you like this, it's a 50-50 fight. You don't want it 50-50, you want it 60-40, 70-30, 80-20 in your favour. So imagine you're moving around me, I'll move. As you move around, you get a better angle on me, don't you? I'm facing this way and you're hitting this way, and the further round I go, or the further round you move, the better it is. So from the other side, just to really emphasize it, if we're here and you move that way around me, you're moving around and around and around and making it so that I can't hit you properly, but you can hit me. So that's what we mean about taking the 45, going around the corner. So there's a drill that we use for it. Things like these jigsaw mats are handy because you can practice going around the corner. You do it on the bag, you can do it around a chair, around a person, whatever you want to learn it, train it and drill it. So if you took one of these, there's a square there, you start off here, you simply go around the corner and come back. So you're practicing both ways. If you've got a bag, you start off, you visualize square on to your opponent and you go round the corner. Come back, visualize square on your opponent, come round the corner. Then you should be able to come back, come round, come back. So that's the very, very basics of the drill, that you practice one way, practice the other, and then be able to go one way, come back, one way, come back. They're very, very basics. Then you've got to start visualizing what you would do with it. For example, again, we're square on here and you're moving around me that way. As you move around that way, wouldn't it be good if you controlled this elbow? That really stops me from being able to punch, and then you open up all this other stuff for attack. So as you move round this time, maybe you think of controlling that elbow as you move round, ready to throw. You come back to here, think of controlling that elbow as you move round, ready to throw. And then obviously back and forth. So again, just visualization. Then you can start to add strikes to it, can't you? So as you move round, wallop, and then you crash in, your strikes, your movement, coming back, crash in, strikes, and movement both sides. Then start to think to yourself, well, if I can grab something, I can hit it, can't I? So then, when you're doing this move, instead of grabbing on the move, you can hit on the move and hit when you get there. Slowly on the other side, instead of grabbing, you can hit on the move and hit when you get there, and hit on the way back. So you can start to build these drills up and up and up, depending on the level that you're at and what you want to practice, train, drill, learn, and then eventually apply. So that every time you move, you want to be making sure that your head goes offline, that you're either maneuvering something, grabbing something, pushing, holding something, pinning something, hitting something as you move. And don't stay in the same spot. I keep saying that if we stay here fighting close in, we're fighting like that, even a moron will figure out where your head is and hit it. But if you're forever moving your head offline, so that when you take these angles now, instead of just jumping round, before you jump round, you can be throwing something, that's the head offline. The head going offline accelerates the movement to come back round and throw your next shot. From the other side, if I throw something here, my head's gone offline. So now, because my head's gone offline, I'm taking that 45 degrees. My head's fairly safe, but I want to bring my body around. So bringing the body around means that this one's coming in and then you're going off here. So you end up with multiple strikes going around either side and keeping yourself safe, or very safe by comparison. If I'm here hitting and trying to move around like that with my head up, I'm going to get clobbered. But if I'm in here, taking my head offline, I've got a lot less chance of getting hit. Okay? So, oh, by the way, hold up. It's come to my attention that some of you lot, in fact a lot of you lot, aren't subscribed. Get yourself subscribed. Like it and share it and all that sort of jazz. Come on. Otherwise, you're missing out, aren't you? You know it makes sense. Get yourself subscribed. So, brief recap. Start square. Move round, come back, move round, come back. Move round, come back straight away. All right? Then start to add in strikes, grabs, pins, hits, everything. Think about getting your head offline. Think about speeding it up. Think about multiple strikes. And then think about situations where you just keep this going whilst you're working on the bag, so that you're non-stop moving around whichever way you want to move, so that every single time you're working this all the way around the bag, drilling it round after round until that movement becomes second nature. Okay? So, there's the drill. Get on with it. Let us know what you think if you want, and have a go. Catch you on the next one.